That's interesting. He was like my brother. He's square though. Um,
I'm sure you're gonna love to hear that.
nah, but it's interesting to even like I feel like language is very important,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like a lot of times people, well, it's starting to change now, but for a long period of time, like people were discouraged to do more positive things because it was looked at as lame.
Yeah, for sure.
But in raw reality, that's what you actually should be doing, right? That's the pathway forward. So
that's where the life at.
how are you able to like kind of change that mindset within yourself to realize like, nah, real estate, this is where it's at. Like, glorifying, everybody starts off glorifying what they see, streets and different things of that nature. And you realize that that's nothing to really glorify because there's no real win in this situation, right? So when did that mindset change from you?
I mean, it changed when I was sitting in jail, bro, because it was like, I just kind of like woke up one day. I was talking to my cellie. He had life without. And I think I was like 22 or something at the time. And he was 22 when he got life, and he was like damn near 60. And he looked young as fuck. I wouldn't have thought he was 60. And then my homie was in the building. He got life for something that he didn't do. So I'm like, damn, the life really don't bring nothing to you but like just heartache and pain. Like you get them highs, them quick highs, you know what I'm saying? It's like a crack high. Like you own for a second, then it's over, and you fighting these niggas and going through this. And I just like, it just really wasn't no life to the end of it. And to this day, it's still one of my biggest struggles though, honestly. Like I'm gonna keep it all the way real, because I was like my first love and my family and my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really had no family like that, so it was the hood. So that's one of my biggest struggles. But at the end of the day, the question always come to like, damn, what's the, like, what you get out of this? Like, what's the point? Like, to go sit in jail for life, or to get killed and don't have nothing, and have niggas having a fucking car wash for you, and like, you know what I mean? And it's like, it just really ain't make no sense.
That remind me
That's like the fish fry.
One of my favorite rappers of all time is AZ. He had a dope line where he was like, there's more to gain than just street nigga fame. Them same thoughts I fought like Sugar Shane. And I feel like it's like quicksand, like, because it's alluring. Like, like you said, like, to go and to have hood fame and to be able to be the man in your block, and everybody, recognizes you, and it plays to your ego.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's something that it actually is appealing.
Yeah.
But it's like you got to kind of fight that, because it's like if you stay there too long, like quicksand, you don't realize that you're sinking. That's the thing about quicksand. You don't really realize that you're sinking. You think you're just standing there, before you know it, you're like 6 feet deep.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting dynamic that you said you're even still fighting that to this day, because a lot of people can't understand it. But I can understand that aspect of it, where it's like you can't really get that feeling anywhere else.
Right.
But you know that ultimately it's not going to lead you anywhere.
Right. It's definitely ego driven. And I kind of like compare it to like somebody that smoke crack. Like they know it ain't good for them. They try to quit, but it's like they back on it. Like it's the same shit with the streets, bro. And the same thing with hustling. Like, like I kind of battle with doing nigga shit all the time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like,
just keep it occasional.
It's no
occasional.
Yeah, keep it all the way occasional and not like basically meant not even real, like for real, because bro, it's nothing at the end of it, bro.
Yeah.
Every nigga that I know that made it to old age as a street guy, like they dealing with so much mentally. And then it's like, even the ones that's not, like, still made it out with they sense, it's like, all right, you do this shit, you fuck around and be rich in the streets and all this, and then it's over. And then you gotta start all over at the beginning of the work world, doing some shit that a nigga that's 18
it's a fact.
is doing.
Is your supervisor.
Right, and then you already got this nigga ego. I know that shit, it eats you up. And it's like, before I get to that point, I need to like shift, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So knowing that, I wonder, like you said, you have the boxing gym, and that speaks to youth, right? Giving back to youth.
Sure.
Knowing where you're at now, having some maturation, having some occasional tendencies. Is the vision now somewhat make sure that the youngest behind me have a different alternative. They can see something different, right? I know that you coach in summer leagues and doing the boxing gym. So how much of an impact does that have you, the youngest coming up?
I mean, that's like super important, bro, because like the next era is the future. You know what I mean? And then just understanding what they'll go through if I'm like directing somebody in the wrong way. Like, cause I had a group of like young homies after me. They got life. They dead. They fried. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was like a lot of them was like following my leadership. You know what I mean? And I ain't know no better. You know what I mean? That like we was finna end up fucked up. You know what I mean? Even though I saw it in front of me though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I was so in awe with like my older homies and big homies. I'm like, nigga, this what it is. This what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that, bro, it ain't no life at the end of that, bro. Like, I'd much rather, like, have you, like, boxing or rapping or doing short films or going to be a doctor, anything, like,
Or owning a building.
Or ownership in business, building, whatever it may be. I'd much rather have you doing that, a podcast, than, like, gangbanging and doing street shit, because I know where you gonna go. This shit been around, in LA, it been around over 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all these hoods having their 50th anniversaries, like, this year. You know what I mean? And then the Crip and the Blood shit been out years before it was individual sets. So it's like this shit been around over 50 years, bro. Ain't nobody beat it yet that ain't, like, transition. Ain't nobody that stayed in it beat it. And like 90% of niggas not finna get past 25 without being life or like shot up bad, can't walk, like, or shot in the head and his fucking mind is gone now. You know what I mean? Like, It's really fucked up, bro. Like the real reality of it. So yeah, I much rather use my influence and my energy to help niggas do some other shit. I know I ain't gonna be able to save everybody, but if I can help some niggas that can help they niggas and help they niggas, then, you know.
It's important.